Welcome to Spring Green Potato Baked with Basil Pesto. This is a great centerpiece, it's quick, it's easy, and really wholesome and nourishing.
Great way of getting lots of greens into you. We put all our ingredients in Super Value. It costs €9.59. It'll feed 6 people. It's very nourishing, very delicious, makes a great centerpiece dish.
Boom. First step, we got a pan on a high heat. We're gonna go in with about 1.5 tablespoons of oil.
In on top of that, we've got about 300 grams of leeks. We've included the green and the white of the leek. We've chopped it finely and we've given it a good rinse because often in the green of the leek there can be lots of sediment, so it's important you rinse all that off. In goes our leek. Good job.
Okay, so we fried in our leeks for about 2 minutes. They're nice, they're getting translucent and delicious. We've got a whole lot of other spring vegetables. I've got 450 grams of defrosted peas. They're cheap, they're great when they're gonna flesh it out and add loads of nourishment.
They only cost €1, and simply to defrost them, just pour boiling water on top of them and just drain it. We've got 1 courgette, which we've chopped finely. And don't worry, all this veg is largely gonna steam and become light and gentle and juicy.
We've got a decent pinch of salt, because with courgette and a mixture of different vegetables, we want them all to come together.
So we put on a pinch of salt. Now we've got our spinach. We've 200 grams of washed baby spinach. In that goes. Don't worry, we're just gonna leave that on the top to steam, and we're gonna put a lid on top. And what's gonna happen is the moisture is gonna start circulating. It's gonna cook quicker. It's also gonna char down the bottom, which will add a nice caramelized note.
So we've got 2 kilos of spuds on the boil here. This bake obviously gonna be topped with potatoes. What we've simply done is chopped them up bite-sized, popped them into the pot with boiling water, and we're bringing them to the boil, and we'll leave them simmer away until they're nice and soft and ready to mash.
So we let the greens cook down and we took the lid off to allow lots of the moisture to evaporate. And you'll notice now there's a little bit of charring develop on the bottom, and this is an indication of a huge development of flavour.
It really is. The leek is beautiful and caramelised. It's really, really tasty.
Right now, time to bring this dish together. So we've got 1 tin of lentils which we've drained and rinsed. That's just a simple 400 gram tin of lentils.
So it ends up about 230 grams of cooked lentils. We're going to go with 2 tablespoons of light soya sauce, but use tamari if you're gluten-free. 1, 2, sorry, I like tamari, so heavy.
Just lentils and tamari or soy sauce go really, really well together. They're a fabulous marriage, and it's going to add a lot more body to our greens here. I've got some fresh mint here. You might be wondering what I'm doing. I'm just taking it off the stalk because the stalk is a little bit woody.
The mint's going to give a real taste of spring and deliciousness.
Just nice, fresh exuberance.
Meanwhile, I've got a lemon and a little microplane zester, and I'm just going to zest in the zest of 1 full lemon. It's going to give a nice kind of elevated note to our dish.
In goes our greens, our mint. I'm going to give it a final just taste and seasoning. And when I'm talking about seasoning, I'm in essence talking about the degree of salt in the dish. Is it to my palate? If it tastes flat and bland, I'm going to add more salt. Because in essence, we want the salt should bring this dish together and really just kind of make it taste delicious. So I'm going with a nice generous pinch of salt.
I'm going to go with a decent pinch of black pepper. Okay, so our potatoes have boiled. They're nice and soft and tender, so it's time to drain and rinse them and mash them. So on top of our boiled potatoes, I'm going to simply add some non-dairy milk. So I've got about 100 ml of non-dairy milk.
We're going to go in with a generous pinch of salt. And with spuds can take quite a bit of salt.
And I always like a decent pinch of black pepper.
And then 2 tablespoons of olive oil or oil of choice.
We've got a potato masher, and we're just going to give them a good mash until it comes together into a beautiful mashed potato.
Okay, just mash your potato and just do a final seasoning as my twin is doing there. And then it's time to layer this dish up. Beautiful. So we've simply got a normal baking tray. We're going to put our greens in the bottom. So there is quite a lot of greens. The lentil really do add a lot of body to it.
And now it's simply a matter of just popping the spud on top and spreading it out. So we like a decent layer of mashed potato on top. A decent layer.
Like good Irish lads.
One thing what I'd love to do once I've got my spud mashed out is just to take a fork and make little furrows in your potatoes. We preheated the oven to 200 degrees. I'm going to pop this in until the top starts to char and turn golden. Probably about 15 minutes. Sorry, love. Okay, so we've baked it in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes. The top is starting to brown, and it's time to take her out. Oh, get a load of that.
Looks fab, so worthwhile making their little potato drills, as we like to call them. In terms of serving, one thing we often like to do is just put our own basil pesto on the top.
It really sets the whole thing at light. It is vegan, it's delicious, it's available in Super Value all across the country.
Okay, here we go. Time to taste this delicious bake.
Okay, so this makes a great centerpiece.
Does serve 4 to 6 or makes a lovely side. This is vegan, it also happens to be gluten-free, and it's packed full of greens, so very healthy. You see, it does serve it's kind of like a green supercharged shepherdless pie, if you will.
Smells fab. The pesto on top really sets the whole thing alight. Obviously use whatever pesto you can get your hands on.
But what the pesto does, it just adds another dimension of flavour, another opportunity to carry more fat and more deliciousness. I'm just going to give it a sec.
Geez, the bang of mint in it's really good. Wow. Gotta put the peppermint step. There you have it, great centerpiece, really tasty.
Very fresh, very vital tasting. With the spuds on top, it kind of it's like being under a duvet, but like in spring. It's beautiful, absolutely
If
delicious.
you do make this, leave a comment below or tag us on social media. And yeah, thanks for subscribing, thank you for watching, and best of luck if you make it.
Cheers, bye, thanks.